Hello, it's me. Just kidding. Hello, welcome. This is going to be our first episode of Trademark here is our Game Zero. With me are my 6 players for the evening and for quite a bit of this hopefully long campaign, as long as they survive. I'm going to start from my right, and we're going to introduce each other and, well, ourselves. That would be the better way of saying it, right? So to my right, Scott.
Hey, everybody. My name's Scott.
And what are you playing, man?
I'm playing a fighter samurai.
Perfect.
I'm Ariel, and I'm playing a wizard.
Ooh.
My name's Lauren, and I'm playing Azrael, the Minotaur Sorcerer.
My name is Thomas. I'm playing Lucian, the Paladin Asimar.
Carl here. I am playing a changeling mystic. So forgive me. Sorry.
And I'm Megan. I'm playing a human cleric.
Cool. And what are your character names? Just so we can start getting used to calling each other by our character names. Yes.
My name is Kariba.
Reba.
My name is Cadvin Tarlett.
Azrael Flameborn.
Lucian Strayland.
God, man, those are cool names. Primo?
My name is Bob.
It was Eep to begin with.
Eep. Oh, no, I like Eep too. All right.
My name's Kimber, all right?
Perfect. All right. And so we're going to go through some announcements first. Then we're going to dive right into the fun and juicy part of the Game Zero. So to do these announcements, I don't trust myself. So I'm going to leave that to Megan.
Hey, everybody. So those of you that are new, thank you for joining us. And we hope that you stick around for a long, long time and watch some of the other shows that we have, including Disasters and Dangers on Monday and Wednesday at 7:30. We will be starting some sort of cyberpunk nonsense. Okay, that was going to a weird place.
Nonsense.
But it is me, so we all knew where that was going.
Weird or interesting.
Welcome to Random Encounter, guys. Yeah. Very, very soon. We have some fun things coming down the pipe for you. Also, the World of Warcraft game will be back sometime this month.
Wow.
Very excited for that.
Literally. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And yeah, we want to give a big thanks to some of our sponsors, Skull Splitter Dice. You guys are rock. And Cass Pollux at CassPollux.com. Check them out. Also, very big thank you to Haunted Mountain. Yesterday, we sort of started hammering out a big deal with them, and they're going to be carrying an exclusive jewelry line based on Random Encounter Productions characters. Also, we will be debuting their latest module in the halls of the Toy Maker, which go to Haunted Mansion. No.
That's what I thought.
Listen, go to hauntedmountaintabletop.com, and you can look up everything they have about Halls of the Toy Maker. It looks sick and creepy, and we're very, very excited. Also, MegaCon in Orlando, it's coming up soon. We will be seeing you there. So keep your eyes peeled on our Instagram and our Facebook and Twitter and everything else for news and information on that. Caitlin, did I forget anything?
We have loot. Go to our store.
We have loot. Go to our store. We have the curated dice sets are back. Please pick up a copy of Windswept and Ink Spice. Scrolls 1 and 2 of the Mapweaver Chronicles by our very own Caitlin Bellamy. Everyone go, ooh.
Ooh.
Lovely part, people. And,
and we are moving on.
And yes, what else? Oh, we have shirts. We have these amazing pins. Please come buy them before I buy them all from you. My collection, they're pens. No, those are pens. They're pins.
Oh, pins.
Like I stick
pins. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I got total. Like a lot
anything else? That's it, I think. That's it for now. Big congratulations to Keith, friend of the channel and a longtime player on our stream. Gateway High School opened Godspell tonight. So congratulations, kids. It's his first time directing a musical.
Go to the theater.
But not right now.
but not at the moment.
That's right.
Stay
Anyone
here.
else?
Maybe later.
Anything else?
Sounds good to me. I mean, that's pretty much you hit the nail on the head for most of the messages and announcements. As for us here, we should be just as frequent. Pretty much, we're going to start tagging each other out, right? It'll be back and forth between the Warcraft game and this one for a little bit. I feel like.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Am I getting moved up to 2 tons?
Oh,
Because I could.
we don't know yet. We're still figuring it
We'll
out.
fill in some gaps.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We're doing the
Let
thing.
me fill your gaps, Kaylin.
Whoa.
And that's going to be the tempo of this game. Filling
I was
gaps.
invited.
Filling gaps.
And I just
Yes,
noticed
which is
that
very important these days.
I also noticed that I did not say my name
No,
At
you
all.
didn't.
at all in this speech. Hi, my name is Andrew. I also play Shiloh on Wednesdays and Mondays, but today I am DM Valdez. Ooh, spicy names. So this is going to be a 5e game, which we're going to apply all of the 5e rules. But we are going to be doing kind of a spicy, different encounter with the story itself. The story itself will revolve around pop culture icons, whether that's literature, art, anything that is basically famous in our world. I'm going to put a spin on it and make it real spicy, and also kind of tread that copyright line while looking at it but not touching it. So, hence the name, Trademark Heroes. So, let's start with the basics of information here. Each of you are demigods.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome.
I smite you.
We're going to go around and we're going to say what we're the demigod of inside the library of all knowing, which is the holding point between Agma and the mortal plane. Inside the true library of all knowing is where all literature goes, all art, all anything that is considered artistic of any site, of any type, goes into this library for storage and for record keeping. So let's go around the table. Everyone's going to tell you what avatar or demigod they are of this this great library right here.
So, my avatar, his name is Max, and he is the avatar of crafting. Basically, anything that was ever invented ever, he pretty much curates it. So, war machines, tools, hand tools,
Dildos.
Absolutely.
adult
It was
entertainment
invented.
tools,
That is a tool.
We're supposed to give her.
That's the job done.
pretty much anything.
God, hello?
You thought you were the only one that existed,
Listen.
and then he appeared.
I'm so excited right now.
He gets that a lot. All right, so awesome. And inside of the library, your curating wing actually is the basement, and it is a large crafting section. You can just see different things, different models of things that have been invented.
Molds.
Huh?
Molds.
As well. Lots of playtex and latex, right? You can tell which one's the difference later on in your own adventure. So let's move on. Yes.
My avatar is the demigod of art, and her name is Ganvo. Kind of like a twist on Van Gogh, but just in case. Whatever. If you like art, we're your demigod. That's all I got for you. Take it or leave it.
Hey,
Art.
you know what? It works for me.
Art.
My avatar is General Gregory Lee. He is the avatar of history, and he keeps a tight ship.
Say that again.
My demigod's name is Sydney, and he is the demigod of literature, which is fiction.
Perfect.
Oh shit! I didn't know we were supposed to give our demigods names. My demigod's name is Bit. She is the demigod of technology.
Technology. Perfect.
Oh,
Bit.
yeah.
Yeah. look
Uh,
at that.
right.
Play
We
on
are
zeros and
A
ones.
little bit.
We are
That's
Legion.
good.
We are Carol with a Z. And
What?
Carol with a Z. She is Carol Channing in full Hello Dolly get up all the time.
Oh.
And we are theater. Yes.
Aw, the theater.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. And each of your wings are designed and tailored to exactly what you basically could imagine your demigod would have it curated into. The wing that has all of the art pieces actually goes through a tunnel of just pure pictures and famous murals and different things. And when you come out into the main foyer of it, you see there's actually statues and different sculptures and pottery and everything floats around. And then there's actually just one small section off to the side that is like kind of like the refrigerator art, but it's made by children. And so it's like got its own little like bastion of like
big ass refrigerator.
yeah, like it's literally just one big refrigerator version of art that just sits there. And it's kind of like your own little favorite little niche, right? And then over there is yours is quite kept clean, looks like a pristine library.
As it should.
And if any book is opened inside of this, it immediately like you know when a book is open in your wing. Everything must be to the point. Everything must be clean and factual.
Swab the decks.
That's right. And then yours, your section is complete friggin' chaos at all times. Depending on what type of fiction you're looking for, you're literally just erupts in each section. So if you're looking for pirate books, it sounds like the ocean. There's water spraying you from the bookshelf itself as you're just getting blasted in the face by water.
Adam's
Yes. And then you go to the next section over and it's vampires and you just like have something like reaching out for you out of. So like everything is interactive in yours, but it is, while crazy and entertaining, it's also dangerous if you're not like on your toes when you're in those sections.
Every turn is dangerous in a random encounter.
Correct. And for yours is actually the uppermost level. It is above the level that is the direct contact point to Ogma, because this library has a point that will actually speak to Ogma. And it is basically the astronomer's tower that you are in. And it is set up very much like a laboratory. And within this also you have an astronomy section, which you have the telescope that looks into the sky. And different books and ingredients, scrolls that have different formulas that you could possibly make new items into, or that have been invented prior to this.
A more resilient dildo.
Yes.
Yes.
One that is both soft and rough, whatever. And then for you, yours is actually a grand theater. It fits about 50,000 to 100,000, depending on what your mood is for that day. And you can pool audiences of any type to your liking. But what comes up on the stage, if you would wish it to watch something that day, would be a projected version with magic of that play or of that script or of that whatever form of literature that was converted to a theater production within the real world, which is awesome because you can basically walk into your area. Any of you can walk into the theater and basically sit down and go, I want to watch so-and-so. And literally it'll begin to project in this theater. And you'll be like, I don't want to watch it alone though. And literally the whole crowd will fill up inside the theater.
Neat.
That's cool.
So, now that you understand your avatars, your demigods, as we say, you all work as a trade-off. All right, the trade-off between you and Ogma is basically the ability to see mankind to the ends of its days and all of its creativity. All of you have a certain connection to, whether it be science or it be crafting, history. You want to see how long it can go on for, all the beauty that might come from theater, all of the gorgeous crafting that comes from artistry and invention. And that is kind of your trade-off for Ogma to be basically curators of this grand library. The connection point is you, between you and the mortals. So there is the plane of all-knowing, which is where Ogma and the House of All-Knowing is technically what it's called, House of Knowledge, is where Ogma and Gond work. God is actually the crafting god. He is in charge of everything that has been crafted and hand forged. Yes, he crafted that based off of himself.
Eventually, I will get off. Eventually, I'll get off dildos.
It'll happen. Just for this episode,
The penis is
that,
fresh.
It's,
Get off whenever you're ready.
Thank you.
and you get on whenever. Yeah. Anyway, you're not pulling me down that tunnel. Anyway, so
It's not getting better.
with those two on their own plane, there is a middle ground to which all things are stored within the mortal plane, which is the library, the true library of all knowing. Within the true library of all knowing is where your demigods reside. There is one other library of all knowing which is accessible to the mortals, which is where you would reside, which is ran by a man, just a human man by the name of Thomas Bookbinder. All right. Thomas Bookbinder has been the protector of this library and the watcher and overseer for centuries. He is granted immortal life simply because he is capable of being not biased, but biased at the same time towards what he has received. The way that your works of art, right, is preserved is that it is brought to Thomas. Thomas looks and sees whether or not it is worthy to be entered into the library. If this work is, then he takes it to the well of knowledge. The well of knowledge then takes it to the demigods. The demigods look it over. If it is something that is simply something that they don't need to question, they immediately store it into whatever section it might be able, what it might apply to. If it is something that is questionable and perhaps they don't feel it is something that they can take on, Agma then gets involved, in which it would be sent through the doorway, which is on its own floor, to Agma. With this system in mind for your demigods, receiving objects happens on an every other day basis because someone is always making the trek to the library to try and submit their great work to make sure they're deemed in the eyes of their god worthy of their craft. And just so we all know, Agma is the primary god for most bards and anything that is artistic performer-wise. So really all bards and clerics who believe more so in a human spirit rather than a godly spirit that controls them, and the freedom of expression and being able to do your own thing while it might not be benefiting, but it is something that impacts society. So your demigods,
We're like the Supreme Court.
pretty much, of knowledge, of just creativity and knowledge. So your demigods reside on this plane,
No, he's Kavanaugh.
and this is where you work day in and day out. So a story though does not start with your demigods. It starts with your regular heroes. So I would like to go around one more time and just describe what your regular heroes look like. All right. None of you can see each other yet, but this is just to establish a baseline for what you look like so everyone in the room kind of has an idea of generally what they would see if they see you. Cool? All right, so let's start.
So my character, Koriba, he is a samurai warforged. He is 7 foot tall and does not know how much he weighs.
Perfect.
So basically, his face could scare young children, but it most likely is used for intimidation.
Perfect. Excellent. Yes.
Cadvin is what I would describe a young, nervous, a little bit timid wizard who is very kind-hearted. He likes to do what's right. If you're looking for more of like a visual description, think of something along the lines of Fire Emblem. That was the inspiration there. I like the soft look of that. He's very small. I want to say he's about 5'8", 180. No, that's too much. 160 pounds. Small boy, 20 years old.
Sexy shit.
Small boy. He's probably going to be the smallest one in the group, honestly. But, it's okay. He's my baby. And you all need to treat him like a baby. But take him seriously at the same time.
Can you actually, can I see that real quick?
Baby needs to get in the corner.
I'm going to get in the way of the cameras. I'm sorry, Caitlin. Well, let's look. This is what he looks like.
Can you do like
Autofocus?
the kindergarten book turn for us?
Yes.
Shit, yeah. If one must, one must.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
He must.
And this was actually
I
hand
hate
drawn
that.
by Ariel herself.
Yes, I do a little bit of drawing, so he's
dabble?
precious. I dabble in the drawing.
So, yes, you're next. Yes, baby. Keep him like a baby.
Let's put baby in the corner.
Azrael is a minotaur. He's on the leaner side for a minotaur, but still a very large minotaur.
Is he a sexy minotaur?
Normal size minotaur. Just a little skinny.
He's not the warrior you would picture any minotaur to be. He's very astute. He is a scholar, and he always smells of campfire. Has quite a storied past, but that's left to be determined. So
Excellent. And can I see your mini?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold that up too. So,
Ooh,
also an artist. Let's get it up to the camera. There we go.
he's beautiful.
hardly.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. Yeah. Look at
So
him. He's so beautiful. He looks happy.
I know.
Looks sick. All right. Nice. Thank you. All right.
All right. My character's name is Lucian. He's about a 6'2" fallen Asaman. Paladin.
Yeah.
About, I'll say, 210 pounds. Very suave, sophisticated. Control the situation till he feels the situation needs for him to take control.
Perfect. Excellent. Good.
Yeah. So Primo is a changeling who pretty much just does his thing. He does not have a face really. It's very just unassuming. He likes it that way though.
Doesn't have a face.
It doesn't have a face. Why? There's no reason.
That's fucked up.
Exactly. It's perfect.
What?
It's perfect. I am. You do not know what I am. What am I?
Could be.
Am I man? Am I woman? You know.
He's absolutely right.
Do you think that I am one thing or another? We do not know. Sorry. So but otherwise carries a spear and shield, rocking like an old school Spartan kind of feel, with like a cool cape and like a hood, because why the fuck not? Everything's kind of enclosed. He does have a couple of personas. One does not speak. I will speak through the board. But of course, Primo is the main one. Is me, of course.
Right, so Kimber, all right, she wears all blacks, like pants and a turtleneck. She has these black fingerless gloves, and she's got like a little pouch on her hip that, well, if you were from like the Malta plane and things, you definitely know was a Gerber all tool. And she has she's like 5'10". She has like kind of stringy, messy brown hair. It's always in like a very messy bun. She has pieces in her face. She has glasses. She has big round black glasses. She has like 15 pencils in her hair. Yeah, and she almost always has a script with her. She doesn't necessarily know what the script is, but she has it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Excellent. All right. Perfect. So these are your current characters. And right now, all of you have received a summons to the Feywild. You're not sure exactly why you've been summoned. Some of you have strong interest in getting there personally, just for your personal reasons. And some of you just have no other choice. And some of you feel that this is your calling. This is your duty calling. Finally, this is a purpose that you feel like you need to fulfill. Before that, you will switch back to the Library of All Knowing. And the scene that unfolds in front of you is not one that you get to see. Right now, your demigods are simply just doing their normal curating. Some of you are watching, some of you are reading, some of you are simply just staring into the void, wondering why. So, deep in the Beastlands, cascading night fills Brux, which is where the Library of All Knowing exists for the mortals. The Beastlands lays on the outer lying edges of the Feywilds. The Beastlands are where most magical beasts are summoned from, and large portions of them exist and do not tolerate the existence of mortal men. We move forward into the second layer, which is where the library exists. To see the library itself is surrounded by scholars and students, different bards and people of interest, clerics who have dedicated themselves to Ogma. As we move through the library itself, Thomas Bookbinder sits at his normal podium at the center of the library itself. As a strange but quite sophisticated man approaches the podium, wearing a long hat, you would see him in this moment. He looks like he would be famous, but you've never seen him before. And this man walks up clean, not a scratch on him, which is strange because if you look at the other scholars and those who have traveled here from far away, they had to get to the Beastlands and the Feywilds to get to this point. Most of them look like they have been in a scrap or 12 before they got to this point. But this man looks unscathed. Thomas Bookbinder looks upon him curiously, thinking nothing of it, as most spellcasters can make their way through most things pretty easily. If you'd like to roll an insight check, just a straight roll, no stats.
I was like, well,
Yes,
here's the
just
thing.
a straight roll. 3. He looks pretty cool. He looks.
Oh, he's fine then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks kind of handsome.
Oh, he's fine then.
Yeah, he's quite handsome. Thomas looks at him and he goes, "What do you have to present to the god Ogma?" You see the man pulls out a large tome. It has a huge belt buckle that goes over the front of it. It is leather bound, closely similar to a grimoire, but in size, definitely not a grimoire of any sorts. And he goes, "This is the greatest masterpiece of all time. It is both," and he leans it up and he shows off, "an artistic dream." He goes, "Inside lies ideas and creative intent, and also possibly imagination that you've never experienced before." And Thomas looks at him quite, sounds like bullshit to him.
He's like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck?"
Thomas looks at the book and he goes, "I'm sure it's the greatest thing you've ever put out before. It's quite large." And he turns it and you see him open the book.
You have to.
Oh, yes. You see, he actually, unwinds this buckle, and it opens. And when he opens it, he looks at it for a brief moment. You see the writing in the tome from a distance. You're probably about 40 feet away,
Mm-hmm.
and you can still see the lighting, and it's actually glowing within the book itself. And he looks and he goes, "Is this written by a god?" And the man looks at him and he goes, "No, it's written by me." And you see he as he's wiping his hands, you see dust falling from his hands slightly. It looks magical in essence. And And he goes, "What can I say? I've perfected what couldn't be perfected." And Thomas looks it over for a brief moment. And he goes, "This is beyond me to inspect. I'm going to have to send it to the other side." And he goes, "Of course." He's like, "I shall return." He's like, "And I expect to hear that my success has been applauded by Ogma and perhaps an audience myself." And he walks away. As he walks away, you see Thomas Bookbinder, as per usual, when he's submitting something, takes the book over to the Well of Knowledge, which is a large well. It is about 8 foot around, enough for you to like throw like quite a large thing down the well.
I have a question.
Yes.
When they present things, is it always in book form?
No.
Okay, so if he's presenting a book, it's a book.
A straight up book.
It is a straight up book. We're
Okay.
talking like, what would be a good reference? The monster manual for the lovely magical place that happens. Harry Potter.
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah, I know. So it'd be,
okay. I didn't know if like everything got put into like it's the design and this is the book for it, like a patent office or something.
Yes, this is
Dude,
this is
that'd be kinda
basically
cool.
a patent office. But
Okay.
if you have Ogma's approval that your work is worthy of the library, your work is worthy of selling. Volo came here at one point to submit his work.
All right, and Xanathar.
Yes, and Xanathar's work. Well, someone ran Xanathar's work for him.
Hmm.
That'd have been a little alarming to see this giant beholder just going like, "Hello, I'm here to enter a book."
Somehow he's wearing a tie.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Job interview.
First day of work. So the book goes to the edge of the well, this large well, and he looks at it one last time, and you can see there is a slight pause. And then he just shakes his head and drops it in. As he drops it in, we are now going to revert to your avatars, all right? Your demigods. You are all doing your own business, right? Whether it be that, whatever form of curating that you do for the day. Whenever something is submitted that is deemed worthy by Thomas Bookbinder, a soft chime goes off, and everyone can hear it. It's just
You have a chime.
I wish I had a chime.
Fuck, Andrew.
Find me a chime. Anyways, the book descends from this bright beacon that goes into a table at the dead center of the library. All of you make your way from your own sections to the center. As you look at the book is huge. This is definitely a large book by most features. Between you two, you both approach it first. Does not look like a script, so it's not something you're interested in. The book looks well designed, but it is definitely not an art piece you would like hang, or put something like on a pedestal. You two, however, approach first. As you approach it, you see just how much detail has been put into this binding by itself. Go ahead and make just straight D20 rolls, and what you are doing right now is determining who thinks it is their book.
14.
14. You think it's definitely living. There is no way that this is history. We have all the history books here. You approach it first. As you approach it, you have the option of doing whatever you feel you want to do right now. So you see this book. Thomas Bookbinder has definitely accepted it enough to think, okay, this is worthy enough to go down to be inspected.
All right. Well, I'd like to see who the author is.
The author?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you look for an author page, there is nothing on the cover. There is no words. It is actually not titled on the book itself.
Okay. So I look back at the group.
But you do know Thomas is wise enough to have opened that book before it was sent down to you.
Understood.
He would not leave just a closed book and send it down. That would not be something he would do.
Understood. I look at it, look at the rest of the group. Throw it open to the first page.
All right, you open it, and as you open it, you see like as the buckle comes off and you release it, it immediately slings open. Yeah, that's good.
A little late to the game. A little late to the game, but I got this.
Wow.
There we go.
So the book immediately goes and it slams open, and you see a bright white light come out. And at first you're impressed. You're like, oh wow, this is gonna be dope. And then about 2 seconds later, after that bright white light, you see darkness start flooding out of it. And it is coming off in the form of electricity and toxins. And you see just sludge is slamming everywhere. And you see that there is pools of that sludge that is coming to life and is taking off down different hallways. And it is tearing
happening?
this main foyer in half by just the electrical
God.
currents that are slicing. All of you immediately duck into a defensive stance. None of you have experienced combat before.
Stage combat.
You've read about it or performed it.
This
Yeah,
is
excellent.
interesting.
But all of you don't know what to do in this moment. Everybody roll a d20. Whoever rolls the highest is the one that is going to figure it out.
Is the-
oh shit.
Yeah, we're fucked.
15.
15? Who's got the highest? 15?
19. You know.
19? So you get to decide, what do you want to do?
I say we let it go. Let's find out after the darkness comes.
So you're just going to let it roll.
Let
All
it
right.
roll.
Anybody disagree?
I think that's a horrible
Um,
idea.
We should probably close the book. Just saying.
Well, since I opened it,
I
I'm
don't
directly
think
in
we
front of
need
it.
rush
I throw
in,
my
man.
entire body into shutting it. 'Cause
You
I-
try to throw your body into shutting it. So
Yeah.
are you going to help anybody assisting with the closing of the book?
I'm gonna help. This
You're
is
damn right I'm going to help.
we're gonna do
All
it.
right. So you three, you're jumping as well. So
Absolutely.
all four
I
of you-
disagree strongly.
Are any of the sludges going towards our particular wings?
Oh, they are going all different directions.
This is going to take forever to mop.
My precious tools.
They look
My art.
lifelike as the lightning around it. So as you guys dive forward to try and close this book, it does blast back your demigods. They don't take damage because you guys are still pretty friggin' strong.
That tickles.
But you can see that as you're getting hit by this lightning, it is leaving singes,
Ah!
which is new. You guys have never been in a combat scenario where you've taken
it looks
damage.
good on you.
hurt, never been hurt before. So it continues and it's writhing and it's tearing up this library, and you can see that like more sludge monsters are coming out, and you hear above you one loud resounding voice, "No more." And you see the lightning goes and like you can see where the book is being contained into the spot, and you can see the lightning slowly diminishing, the black lightning slowly diminishing, and then it stops.
I told you.
And the whole table just holds in one place, but you can see where sludge is trying to come out, and slowly that barrier that's in there just becomes darkness. As you all stare forward, you see a familiar person, not familiar to you personally, out of character, but someone your demigods would have known, which is Malil. And she is basically the right hand of Agma.
Malil?
Malil. Yep. Melil. And behind her, coming from the stairwell, you see Gond. And Gond is in full armor and carrying a very large metallic until he sets it down. You recognize it beforehand, but the rest of you have never seen this. He sets down this huge turret.
It was his fault.
And you hear, Malil looks at you and she goes,
Tattletale.
"It seems as if we've been attacked. Agma is now holding whatever this presence is at bay." And she looks towards now what looks like it, you can see it's being contained and it is not moving, but you guys feel slightly sick at the moment. Your demigods feel drained and not really. You're like at what would be considered 60% at the moment.
Medic!
Yeah, like it's not killing you, but you can feel your connection to Agma, and the thing that keeps your spirit with Agma is being diminished slightly. In this, Malia looks at you and she goes, "Please go and inspect what has been damaged and what has been wronged today."
I look over this one. I say, "Snitches get stitches." Bitch.
As the Lord commands.
So, as you all make your way down your own wings, you notice that a lot of artwork has been destroyed outright. A lot of the scripts that were in your grand theater
My theater.
is quite scarred, burned, destroyed. Lucky for most of you, most of the work is work that can be saved, replicated, is still used today. To where you can go and simply have someone as an errand boy run and grab these stories and bring them back. But for most of you, there are works that no longer exist. The originals, you have them. And they are there, but they're not destroyed. It seems that they have that pool of black, disgusting acid wrapped around them, whether it be an invention or something that is a story, a dildo.
Really good
They
dildo.
stole the original
Scott.
Yeah, whatever it might be.
I like to call it a rubber noodle.
Kaylin, I thought we
Prepare yourself.
more merchandise.
Yeah, random encounters dildo coming at you next week.
Yeah, from the mountain. Oh boy. All right. So, as you guys look on, it's quite scary to look at these works that you see, and you know they were actually pivotal towards society. And as you gather them, you pull them into their own little spaces of inspection to see what's wrong with them. The corruption has dug deep enough to where you feel and understand enough to know that it is altered completely. You're not sure how or why or in what way. But these stories, these inventions, these masterpieces, this history, the science of it all has been altered. And it's going to impact the mortals. It was your job to curate and make sure that these never became touched, and that the timeline and what history and everything that went into it was always supposed to be untouched after is now a failure because the library has now been tainted. While it is a failure, bringing everything back into the foyer, Malil looks at you and she goes, "Fear not. There is always a way."
Stop crying, bitch.
This is your fault. Throw you into that book.
I was the one who opened it, guys.
Regardless of whose fault it is, history and all of your feats, which fall under history, are forever changed, and we must fix it.
Nothing
I
is
agree.
permanent. Not even our troubles.
Cross down center. But what am I to do? Theater was already on the brink. No one watches it anymore. What now? What now, I ask?
Look at what you've
Malil,
done.
all of you, cross
You
down
did
left.
this.
So dramatic.
Thank you. And deep bow.
Wasn't a compliment.
She looks towards you all and she goes, "Well, none of you are able to leave this library and do what must be done.
I'd never leave anyway.
But perhaps there are those you may choose who can fix these stories." And she holds out
A dildo.
just a simple book. And she looks at the corruption. She goes, "These stories must be entered. and be rewritten from the aspect from which they came. The stories must remain the same. They must be preserved. They must be restored. So I suggest, and she like puts the book back down into the pile, and she goes, that you choose heroes. Heroes that you choose to follow your own guidance, and that will help restore everything that is destroyed in here.
I think I got just the one.
Do we hold auditions? Is there a union table? How are we going to set? What's the fruit plate situation, Malil?
However you want to handle it, of course.
I've never produced before. This is fun.
This should be interesting.
I've always had fantasies about leaving.
Oh, you can't leave.
Oh,
But you will, however, vicariously get to live through that person.
A character. You mean we get to fully embody a character? Ha! Malil,
Yes.
this is my being. All of you. All right. If we're going to do this, we're going to need to do some warm-ups. Everyone roll your head back and forth. Hands in front of you and shake your jaw.
One.
Let the sound come out of you. Produce it from your diaphragm that they may hear you in the
Four.
back.
5, 6.
and we get to pick
Ready.
whoever we want.
She turns, she goes, but
Are we
in the
done
meantime, me and Gond are going to go ahead and start purging the library of the larger.
Purge, erase, get rid of everything. Is this
Yes.
what you want, Malil?
Well, we would like that from obviously the most important works of art here. Sadly, everything else must go. Those that have been destroyed fully will not be restored.
I want you to know that I was the one that ate your digital meatloaf the other day. So I know you were looking for that.
I
It was
worked
me.
so hard on that.
So as this scene leaps away, everyone here goes to their own wings, and you look upon those who share at least similar idealistic views and some form of niche that you agree with wholeheartedly. Maybe the person doesn't really agree with a lot of things, but they are the strongest person that you can find within that radius.
Oh, we're talking about our heroes now.
Correct.
Straight up.
Your demigod is choosing at the moment, and your demigod happens to choose who your characters are. So while you all feel that presence suddenly beckon you to the Feywild, all of you arrive in eccentric ways, to which we will go over when we record all of the backstory stuff. You will know exactly how they get there within that nice vocal framing, which will be on the YouTube page, so make sure to add that. Anyways, so all of you arrive in the Feywild in different sections, landing in place, for some of you just approaching on foot. You hear around you the sounds of chaos, all right? And when I say chaos, I mean chaos in a woodland setting, meaning in the distance you can hear roaring and the sounds of trees moving constantly around you. And you swear out of the corner of your eye constantly something is following you. It's a shadow, not sure what the hell it is, but it won't get out of the corner of your eye. And as you continue walking, you would see the plant life is almost waving at you like, hi, welcome. Great to see you, friend. So everybody, while you're making your way through the Feywilds, go ahead and roll me a d6.
Oh, shit.
Am I in Feywild or am I in library?
What happened?
You do not have to roll for this. You,
Oh,
And
shit.
you know what? I won't. I
you
won't.
get to
Don't.
see everything that's going on. All right, so
You see it all.
What'd you
I don't
roll?
See shit.
3.
a 3. You make your way through the Feywilds. It's quite a pleasant walk. Aside from that little shadow that just keeps on being in the corner of your eye, and you're like, are you going to do anything? Or like, bro, all right, fine. But you keep going. Except for you, it would have been like, what? Inquiry? No? Okay. You make your way through. unscathed. You actually find yourself walking out of a forest area and into a more jungle-esque type area. And as you make your way further, you notice that it was daytime in the Feywild, but when you cross this weird forest to jungle line, it immediately turns nighttime where you are. And for you, you've studied a little bit to know that this was probably the edge between the Feywilds into the Beast Wilds Brooks area. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 3.
Same thing. You make your way nice and politely through this area, unscathed. Everything's fine. Everything's sons of daisy. And you make your way into the Beast Wilds with no issues. And it turns into nighttime for you. What'd you roll?
Also roll a 3.
Same exact thing.
Oh my god.
You are good. You walk through, everything's okay,
Yes, you rolled a
and you
3.
make your way into the Beast Wilds, and it turns into nighttime.
5.
5.
Oh.
So as you're walking, you break the line of where the Beast Wilds is, and you have a pretty solid idea that you've moved from the Feywilds to another level. Simply because it turns into nighttime, and as it turns into night, you hear a large buzzing. And you can't figure out where it's at. And as you look around, you make your way a few feet further, and you feel a and you grab and you squish this giant wasp that has just literally stung you. And you start to swell as you continue through the Beast Wilds.
Big oof.
It's Florida. Watch for that Zika.
A 1.
Ugh.
You make your way into the Beast Wilds.
Goddamn right.
It turns into night, and in the distance you hear.
What
And
is that?
exactly. You start looking around, and you are confused at the sound. And then you hear large coming up behind you, and you see a huge panther that just starts chasing you.
Pretty kitty.
So, are you running, or are you just going to stay there and let it hit you?
I'm just staying here. I like cats.
It runs up and mauls you immediately.
Ow. Don't do that, kitty.
Are you running now?
No. I like kitties.
All right. It, in fact,
Pretty
looks at you strangely.
kitty.
Go and roll a d20.
This cat's like, hello?
That was a short lived.
You're
11. You beat it by
you're
one.
Fuck yeah, I beat that pussy.
your hero, by the way.
Huh?
You're your hero, by the way, not your.
You're
Am I
here
hero?
right now.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, god damn it, man.
Well, that changed
You're a hero.
That
I thought the voice was weird, but I was like, maybe he changed it, you know?
No.
No. So, yeah.
My god! Holy shit, this pussy is all over me!
All right. So now realizing, oh shit, the pussy's not being nice to
The
you.
pussy is not being nice. Okay, I will run.
You take off running, you shove it off, and you just take off
Get
running.
away from me, pussy.
But it's literally scratching up your clothing as you're running, and you're
Oh my God.
full on sprinting. What'd you roll? Oh, you're not there. You're good. You are actually watching this though, from the top of a mountainside. You see them entering into the Beast Wilds, and you're being able to see this granted by your god, who has decided to let you view this as it happens.
And she
All
have
of you-
concessions as well.
My ones who rolled 3s, they casually just walk out of the forest line, and you enter a camp, and you see Thomas Bookbinder, who is a shaggy brown-haired man with graying tips at the dead center, so in his roots. He looks like he dyes his hair. And you see he's in long robes, blue with purple seamings on them. And he actually doesn't look as... he looks like he's in his mid-40s. And he sits just in front of the fire, and he sees you three, and he goes, "Welcome, friends. Come, sit." You come walking out, and you see the fallen guy comes out, and his face is literally swollen right here. He's like, "Hey, guys.
Man.
Well met."
Request. This
and-
man needs aid.
and you kind of stare at him for a second. He's like,
Wasp.
about 5 seconds later,
Oh fuck! This
Yeah.
pussy!
yeah, and you see just this man just come bolting out of the woods, and like the panther like stops on the line of the fire, and then he just like slowly backs away as Thomas like stares at him,
Yeah, you stay where you're at, pussy.
and it
You
goes,
stay where you're at.
"Thank you, Guinevere." And as the panther backs up into the woods.
Guinevere, you know this pussy.
Yes, I do.
Is this pussy yours?
No, that pussy is its own.
This is quite
Equal
Independent
rights.
pussy.
Anyways, so as you sit there, he looks at you and he goes, "Welcome, friends. You have been chosen for quite an important mission. But first, let us establish who you are as people." And you see he stamps his staff on the ground. And everybody go ahead and grab me 4d6.
4d6?
4d6.
Jesus Christ.
Now, this is the fun part. Make sure you have a plain piece of paper.
So did I take any damage from the
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Is it stats? Blank piece of paper.
I'll let you look up that name
Oh.
later.
Hold on, okay.
I'll let you look up that name later for the panther, and you'll understand.
Wait, what's the name?
One of your.
Guinevere.
Well, duh.
It's technically
if you
Guinevere,
are-
but it can be pronounced
If you
anyway.
are a Drist fan, you would know.
Yes. So we are going to roll stats live, guys. Woo! Woo! Yeah, everybody's favorite. So I don't do straight in a row, as we do on the Wednesday and Monday games. We do. You can point wherever you want to put your primary stats in. That's why you pick the class before the
Yeah, I
stats.
didn't
Oh,
really
you
even
can-
think about this
You
shit.
can there too.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, for after your first one dies.
Oh, after your first one dies.
Yep.
That's perfect. I'm still on my first one. I don't know that yet.
Give Patty some.
I got high powered rifles. All right. So go ahead. You're gonna roll 6, and we are not doing a lucky 7. So what you get is what you get for this one.
Oh, so just this 6 times.
6 times, and then you're gonna take the lowest of that number. And let me know when you get your end numbers.
Oh, you want it? We can continue.
I don't think we can actually.
No, I was about to say. I'm stopping it because I figured the audio needed to. Oh my god, that's horrible. Are we?
It's we add them up, right?
Well, -1, so it's like
Do
3.
3 top ones, and then you take away the lowest.
Oh god, that's horrible. Please tell me we're gonna cut out the bottom.
How's D&D work, Andrews?
It's okay. It's
Hold my
okay.
hand real
Oh,
quick.
that's the first 6 I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
You guys are doing great.
Oh my god!
You're gonna get whacked in the first
Yeah.
level.
What the fuck? You cheating over here?
Oh!
Yeah, right.
Oh no!
I'm not even kidding.
I will let you
No.
re-roll that because nobody should ever have a stat that low. That does not make any
No.
sense.
Yahtzee.
Yeah, literally 4 1s. I've never seen that in my life.
Double sneaking. So we're just doing 6 total? Or you want us to roll a 7?
6. Just 6. We're not doing the mighty 7.
Okay. That's actually not too bad. Okay, I'm doing better than you
Don't
are.
worry. Don't panic yet. Don't panic yet. Don't
Listen, I
panic.
can't do math.
No, that ain't right. Yeah, you right.
What's 4 and 3?
So,
Okay.
I'm gonna say damn.
Is this a working?
Man, we're along the same.
Very average.
Bad or good?
It's not bad.
Below average.
Below average. Perfect. Don't worry, guys. We're going to adjust now. Don't panic on me.
I will panic if I want to,
So
sir.
you know what? Panic if you want to, but
Not the boss.
It's
not at the disco. All right.
Oh, screw you.
I know, seriously. I was watching him roll over here. I was like, he doesn't get any caveats.
Okay. So hold on one second. All right. Are we done with all 6 of our rolls?
He
All
walks.
right. Who has a roll that is under 8? You have a roll that's
Oh.
under 8. You 2 have a roll under 8. Re-roll those.
What about at 8?
I have.
At 8 is okay.
What about?
How many do you have at 8?
I got an 8 and a 9. So
What do you
Okay.
have?
Re-roll the 8.
2 that are under 8.
2 that are under 8. Re-roll both of those.
Thank you.
That does not make sense to have a negative. That's too far into the negatives. It doesn't make sense for a normal human.
Okay.
Well, humanoid.
Humanoid.
Maybe not.
That's all right. Yeah.
Okay. And then you're gonna keep whatever number you get that time around.
Cool.
Even if it's lower. Don't worry. I have one last thing we're doing.
Get it. Oh, damn.
It got worse.
Yeah. No,
No,
it
didn't-
got one better.
We got one better. Okay.
Oh, no, that's a 9.
No, it's not.
So who has an 18 in this group? Anybody have an 18? Does anybody have what do you have as your lowest number?
Lowest number is 12.
12. What is your highest number?
15.
15.
Yeah.
So you're gonna move 2 points if you want. You can move 2 points from that 12 and put it towards the 15. Okay. All right. What is your lowest and what is your highest?
Highest
We can do
14,
one.
lowest
Two-
11.
216.
Lowest 11.
Break down to 10.
So you can take 2 or 3 to get to an 8 and put it into your highest if you want to do that.
You can only do it into one other stat. So, like, you can take 2, put it
17.
into it to make it 17. Yeah.
Nobody has an 18, right? So what is your lowest and what is your highest?
My lowest is 8. My highest is 14.
14. You auto get 2. All right.
How much
You don't have to take away. You can just add 2 to your highest number. So it is 16. Okay. What is your lowest?
Exact same, 8 and 14.
So you get an extra 2 for that one. All right. What is your lowest? What is your highest?
9 and 15.
9 and 15. You can,
Take 1, move it up.
yeah, take 1, move it up.
9 and 16?
Do you have another 9 on there?
Yeah.
Oh, then
Yeah, she got.
They're decent.
no. So then you can add 2 to that 16, but you got to keep both 9s, or both the 8 and the 9.
Because you got 2
What-
nines. Yeah.
So that can be 18.
That can be.
The
What is it?
16.
It was a 15.
It was
Moved
a
up to a
15.
16.
Okay, so,
So I can
it's
move
going to
it
be
to
an
17.
18.
Okay.
No, an 18.
Damn, you give 3.
And then.
And then
I'll take an
those
18.
2 low stats stay the same, so they're good.
So
What
they're
did
both
you say
nines?
for me?
Yeah.
I could.
Well, they're both 8.
Now they're
8 and 9.
eights.
8.
8 and 9.
Blam.
You're good.
Blam.
That's it.
Blam.
What you have on that paper is good. What do you
Hands
have? What is your lowest and what is your highest?
9 and a 16.
9 and 16. You can
Yes.
move 1 and make it 8 and make it a 17 if you want.
Oh, you want me to move, like, you want me to take away from the 9?
How many? Yeah, from
So
what
you
I'm
want me
seeing
to go,
right
you
now.
want me to go down to an 8?
Yes, you can go down an 8 and
What
move
if I
one
want
of
to
those
stay
6.
where I'm at?
You're good. You can do that as well. I'm just
Nah,
giving you
fuck
the
that.
option.
Thank you, Paris.
Was that for him too, or was it 2 for
What
him?
happened?
He made me.
How did
Carol
you
with
get
his
that
wife.
freaking baller ass freaking roll?
I usually
Was it 2 or 1 for me, Andrew?
No, you're
Hey, Paris. Thanks for being here, man. Always missed you.
Was it 2 or 1 for me? It's a 14.
You
and
won
11.
17.
14 and
I
11.
know,
So you can reuse all 3 of those and put them
Like,
into your
you
14
still kind of
if you
beat
want,
me.
which will
Yeah.
move it up to a 17.
Yeah.
Or you can remove
Yeah,
2,
your overall
make it
average is way
whatever you
higher.
want to do,
It
man.
really is.
He gave you more?
He told me to take 2 away from the 12, 10.
Shit, you told her to.
Say that again.
Yeah. Who amongst-
No, he just took my 12. He told me to take 2 away from it. I had to.
I'll make this a
Yes.
motherfucking 7 and make an 18.
My average
How
is
about
just
that?
higher than his.
That
That's
work?
it.
You cannot go below an 8.
I can't go below an 8?
Cannot go below an 8.
Sorry.
Aw.
-1 is already harsh enough. If I hit
Sorry?
you and you put that in your wisdom stat, literally everything in the game is going to kill you.
No, I'm gonna put in my strength. Goodness.
Yeah.
Cody
So-
has -2 on his intelligence.
But that would make
and
you
background.
struggling to walk at that point, like carrying stuff.
-2?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One from
because like at that
there,
point, I don't even think you
add
can
one
read
here.
if you put in intelligence.
No,
Right?
no, no, but strength. I'm
strength.
saying strength, they're going to start
Just-
struggling to carry stuff.
Right. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Like if
one
it's an
from
intelligence, you
2.
can't read. If it's in anything
Put
else, like you're,
those 2 into
Yeah,
that.
so just -1 is the good one.
that's the goodness.
All right, are we good with stats? Go ahead and put them in
You
your
got
trees.
2 and I only got
All right.
1.
And you should have already
You
picked
got
your skills
2,
that you're
and
throwing
then-
into them.
There we go. Like 5, 10, 14.
And while we're doing
I
that,
hate you.
11.
I'll be right back.
16.
I hate you right now.
Here, let's
16,
do it.
right? And the
Actually-
intelligence?
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren,
11.
can
Another
you
15
grab
right
me
there.
a beverage from the box?
Actually, have a good luck.
I need more
The box
whiskey.
beverage?
No, you don't.
No.
Let me just cheat on what I've got here.
The box beverage that we're not sponsored by. It's in the fridge.
I was gonna do this in my underwear. I dared me.
Do this real quick.
We had a conversation about not doing it in our underwear. Sorry, guys, you don't get to experience the underwear game.
Also, we figured out what the random encounter dildo
I
is.
figured it out.
Sorry,
Hi.
yeah. that is all on Caitlin. Caitlin Bellamy, ladies and gentlemen. It will be called the Critterus.
The Chris.
Thank you.
I'm proud
So
of this.
expect that Christmas time, kids. And then Santa will come down.
Mommy, can I have a Critterus? Oh my god.
Oh, I should have used pencil for this. Whoops.
Yeah, you should have, but that's
You
okay.
know what?
That's all right. Just continue to use pen, and I'll give you a new character sheet later.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. Nothing's gonna change tonight. So what you have is gonna be in
Okay.
stone. We're not
Cool.
leveling or anything like that tonight.
Okay.
Sort of. So keep in mind, you guys are level 2.
You're level 2.
Oh, it's right there.
Listen,
Oh, it's so neat.
Lisa, mira.
Nita.
Mira, Lisa.
Mida.
Racial
Nita,
bonuses to
Nita.
stats.
Correct?
I'm gonna go charisma.
I don't know the Minotaur. It's 2 to strength and
2
1 to
strength,
charisma.
1 con.
Yeah,
right?
that sounds right.
Oh shit! What's wrong with them?
So this new Critterus is going to have the tip of a beholder.
Critterus?
What'd you get?
Yeah, that's the dildo name. And the sack is going to be a dice bag with 2 giant d20s in it.
Damn right. Can we throw like a bell in there so at least jingles?
Yeah, so we always know where you are.
Exactly.
All right. This is not a kids show. Children, stop watching. Avert your eyes. Cool. Everybody has their stats. Yep.
Nope.
Put into places.
Let me figure out. I mean, yes.
Sure. I just can't remember what the bonuses are. Let's see.
What are you?
10, 11 is 0, 12, 13 is
It's every
1.
10, 12 is 1, 14 is 2, 16 is 3,
14, 15, 82, 16 is 3.
16 is 3.
16, 17 is 3, right?
Yes.
Yep.
18 and 4.
18 is 4. Okay, and
Make sure to add your
8
racial
is
bonuses in.
-1, right? Oh, racial bonuses. Shit. Forgot all about that.
Yep.
Oh, man, what the fuck am I? I'm gonna change that. Damn it.
+2.
Here we go.
Well,
Humans is 1
My
across the
wayfinder's
board,
not
right?
even-
1 down the board, or
Or-
2 in a feat and 2 skills.
wait, 1 skill.
Is it 1 skill?
What happened?
Human variant?
I'm
Okay,
looking right at it.
thank you. Yes, so 1 skill and 1 language.
I get 2 languages.
Yes, okay, that's what the,
Always. It's always common in 1.
yeah, no, I'm saying for the variant.
For the
though.
variant, it's
Always.
just 2 ability scores by 1.
I'm gonna get one.
A feat.
Skill.
Charisma
And a
score
skill.
2.
Okay, no
Oh,
extra
shit.
language. Okay.
Nope. And dexterity or intelligence. Oh shit, intelligence, bitch.
So you can add 1 across the board.
What you think?
I'm just, sometimes, I just look into the distance and I sigh.
I mean,
Same, all the time.
Yeah, ability score modifiers too. Let's see.
And let me know
14
when we
15's plus 2.
when you're done, guys, so I can know who's done 1 by 1.
17's plus 3.
So I had to add 1 to everything.
If you're just doing math, like on your skills and stuff,
10th,
then
11th,
you're
and
done.
13.
10 is 0.
you're done.
I'm always done.
And 11 and 13.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, that's gonna be loud. Sorry.
Let's see. 10 to 11 is 0. 12 to 13 is plus 1.
Wizard.
So I had 1 to everything.
Mhm.
All of these numbers.
Mhm.
Except for the two.
What are you?
I
Some of them
Oh,
paladin.
bitch with high rolls.
What's he?
All right. So
Lucky son of a gun.
What's he?
what's the
Paladin? Oh, sorcerer.
Shit, okay.
So
We're gonna set it up.
let's go classes real quick. I'll do that while you guys are doing that. Cleric,
I thought it was
mystic,
2.
paladin,
So
sorcerer?
sorcerer, wizard, and samurai fighter.
Yes, I apologize. for
Hit
the
points?
mistake.
Hit points, yeah. So you're level 1 first,
every 2
so it'd be
14,
probably 10.
17.
Or no, it's your hit
Yes.
dice plus your constitution.
What's the rules? Are we rolling ones?
At
or?
first level, it's
You don't
It's
have to
just
roll
your
on your
max.
first one.
So the
It
first
also
one's
does
max.
max.
Yeah.
Plus your con.
Should be,
plus
I believe you're a sorcerer, right? So
D6.
it's 6 plus your con.
Okay.
Damn, 6.
And then
And then you roll your hit die and you add your con, or you can just take the average, which
You can do either one of those,
Okay.
but there are no ones. No ones on
ones.
hit HP, guys. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
you
Unless
are,
we're playing amazing
ones on what?
things.
you're a kind god.
Oh, we're actually rolling for the one?
For your second level, yes.
Oh, are we starting on a 2?
Yes.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys are level 2.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You guys are level 2.
That changes the game, yo. Changes the
For our
game.
mystics
Yeah, by a whole level.
especially.
You guys are experienced and you're seasoned, so it doesn't really make sense to start at level 1. You're above average, slightly.
that's why we're heroes.
Some of you are below. But
Big damn heroes, sir. For 13 hit points.
I mean, we're all still pretty low.
I know. It's just coming from a level 11. It's like, this is disgusting.
Right? Like, starting over. Like, what the fuck?
all right.
Ooh.
Yes.
Are you gonna allow me that glaive proficiency?
Correct.
What?
You're only allowed to wield that glaive, though.
Yep.
It's not the same as other glaives.
More
This
of a
glaive
staff.
It's not like
Yeah.
I haven't used it in any of
It
the
is my
games.
blade.
And if you try to use it in combat, it probably wouldn't work out so hot for you.
It's fine by me.
It's whatever. My spear's pretty cool too. I got some axes. Wait, do I have axes? Are we like buying shit or we just come with the shit?
Yeah, whatever's in your starting items, you got.
Oh, we're doing it like that?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna do whatever we had before and you were cool.
Sounds good to me.
Sweet.
How's it going over there?
So shit. I saw you. Much shit.
I got
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the basic stuff done.
Just take a level
Okay.
two. I'm just
Did you pick your skills for your character?
No.
No?
I mean, can I
Water
just
too.
use what I have on this paper?
Yeah.
I haven't decided yet. That was like a last minute thing. That was
We're
like,
still
look at
using
all
any of
these
the numbers for
There you go.
Yeah, don't use the numbers, just use the what you chose for skills.
Yeah.
Cool.
numbers are everything.
Numbers are the world.
We are.
World.
I'm getting
We
a.
are the children.
I of course can have katana, right?
You come from a place that is a normal sword. So, yes. All right. While you guys are finishing up your stats, Thomas looks towards you all. And as you sit around, you kind of start eyeballing each other.
Literally, it's just an eyeball looking at you, nothing more. One eyeball. One.
Not the second one. You don't get the second
You
one.
don't get the second one yet. You haven't earned the
That's for
second one.
winners and closers. So as you all stare kind of at each other, Thomas goes, So where do you hail from? All of you. You all come from different paths of life. Doesn't look like you know each other prior to this. She's looking right at you. You're the weirdest one. I'm sorry. You're mechanical, man.
Explanation. I come from the land of Wall. I traveled far to these lands looking for a man. It has led me to this strange place, and I'm afraid I've lost my way.
Well, perhaps we can help you find this man. And how about you, young man?
My mother is in trouble and everything is is frozen. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know how I saw a vase and a note. I don't know. I don't know where I am. I came from the woods. I have a house in the woods. I mean, I'm confused. Maybe you can help.
I don't think I can help. Sadly, my place is here. But I believe your new friends, which you will meet shortly, perhaps will have more answers for you. How about you? Quite large friend.
I come from many places. Baldur's Gate. Waterdeep.
If I feed you another place, will you just say it?
The one place I
You're
do
from
not come
Icewind
from is my
Dale.
own clan.
Just say it.
Your own clan. What clan is that?
This is other Minotaurs. Probably not heard of.
Probably. They like to keep to themselves.
I have been many places. I have studied a long time. I have started new life.
Perfect. Well, I'm sure you are going to fit in not at all upstairs. There are no Minotaurs here. I'm pretty sure, and like you see him space out for a good second and goes, pretty sure you're like the second or third I've ever seen in my life.
I am pretty sure I will not get lost in hallways.
Perfect. It is appreciated because we have lots of expensive things. And you, fine, sir.
I also hail from Waterdeep, where hunting corruption in the guard, maintaining order of the realm, changed the fabric of my being.
Ah,
Now I seek way to make amends and uphold order in the new form that I am.
yes, Paladin. I am well aware of your service to Lord Ogma. And you,
Jawohl.
you are like, literally, your clothing is like thrashed. And you're just like looking like...
The pussy got the best of me. But that's all right. It wouldn't be the first time.
Yes, Guinevere is quite aggressive.
Guinevere. Very nice name.
So
So I do not know the places you speak of here. I am from a place not like this.
yes, Everon,
Yes.
we are aware of
You
it.
know of my home.
Oh, I do.
Oh, very nice.
It is quite a mystical, but also a technological marvel.
Oh, but
Ebron.
of course.
So, may I introduce you to, and you now walk down the steps.
I'm Kimber, all right?
Kimbo, they're going over where they're from. I'm sure you've heard it as you were approaching.
Yeah, most of them are from Waterdeep, right?
Oh, those two are, yes.
Well, it's most of them. I mean, that's still two more than usual.
This is true. And most of the time, we have to send away everybody that speaks to you.
That's fair.
It's not your fault. It's, of course, that they're just not exactly what we picture, ever. But Kimber here is a cleric of Ogma. We also have a paladin, which is nice.
Oh, my!
All in service to the Lord.
Oh, he's like one of the real ones then.
He's pretty
Oh, okay.
Very
Oh,
nice. Quite authentic.
shit, you look terrible. Did the cat do that to him?
He
As
did.
the pussy
Oh,
did.
no, I have
Yes.
I have some sort of a medical kit, I think.
As-
Because of, you know,
it's-
yeah, I do actually have a priest
Looks
pack.
like he's enjoying
It's
himself.
all right.
Don't want to
It's
change
no
it.
problem here. I am perfectly
Can I
fine.
do a medicine check on him?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, she's pulling out like,
She would like to wave your wand on me.
all right, she's pulling out like the standard first aid kit. There's like a burn pack and something that's just like cracking, and
Very
shaking.
interesting.
Oh, just sit back and shut up. And yeah.
It stings a little bit while she's doing work on you.
Ooh, it's tingly.
If you could do me a
Very
favor,
nice.
she pulls out something. It's like a
Was
it's
ist
a
das?
it's like a form. She
Okay.
hands you one of the pencil. You just go ahead and fill out this incident report form real quick while I'm filling you out.
What?
Just write down everything that happened as best as you know, so I can do it in the
I'm
report.
not
so report at the end of the
100% sure
night.
what's happened.
Do you know how to write?
Cat attacked
yes.
me. It hurt a lot.
Pussy attacked me. This not sound so bad.
All right, thank you. Everybody else all right? Anybody else fuck off with the cats?
No. The rest of them look pristine, perfect.
So
Except his face
nice.
is a little. It's coming down now from this being swollen.
I just thought
You recognize it as definitely like a jungle wasp.
Starts reaching for the EpiPen, puts the EpiPen. Ow, you fine.
Yeah, he
Pulls out-
looks like he's paladin. You can see that. It's like it doesn't take much for it to sink back out.
Pulls it under the book and starts putting the report in there.
Perfect. Perfect. So you guys all sit at the fire, and Thomas goes, perfect. Well, now that we're all acquainted with each other, I hope you get used to each other. There is one other that is supposed to be arriving, and you see like this decently sized tiefling walks out of the brush area. And he's got like kind of like a toothpick that he's picking at his teeth with. He's red, has horns that have like this weird like pulled back mohawk in the center, has tattoos that rain down his arms, and it's mostly like fire type tattoos, blues and blacks and grays and greens and like all these different colors. He walks out and he goes, yo, what's up? I know it's a pleasure to be in my presence. He goes, my name is T to the fling. I am the man. I am the #1 stunner. You ain't gonna find nobody else. That's a wonder. All right. And he sits down, and Thomas, like, you see just like him go, he wasn't my choice. And he sits down, and you see when he sits down, he has this little, you see he has this little mechanical robot on him, and the robot just sits there. It looks like a little tiny speaker with little legs. And he goes, so what's up? What are we here for? And Thomas goes, you are here to purge the library. You're aware, the library on the inside, like suddenly from the well, all that black electricity came out of the well and was spiking everywhere inside of there. Everyone
Guys,
retreated.
well fucked up.
So as he goes, so we need someone to get to the well and purge whatever darkness that's still in the well or nearby. We're not sure where it's at. I'm not built for combat at all whatsoever. This is originally why you are summoned, to at least get us into contact with the other side. So you choose. Right up to the foot of the stairs. She is well versed in where to go. It is not quite difficult. It is one main foyer with bookshelves everywhere and one giant well at the dead center. If you can't find it, don't know how to help you.
So we are following you.
Yeah.
All right. Quite nice.
All right. You see everybody going, right? Nobody's not going. Dang, it's D&D, baby. You got choices. You're like, nah, I'm good.
Just rolling the character.
Yeah, no. Here we go. All right. Cool. So you all make your way up the stairs, following. You reach the doorway, and you can see that it is pitch black dark on the inside from the windows that line the great door that stands in front of you. Opening the door slowly. The electricity is no longer bouncing around, luckily, on the inside. You can see where there are charred books and papers and shelves that are knocked over. It looks like the entire library is in disarray due to what happened.
Is there anything loose that we can like, pick up and, like
Like
slide
books?
into? Yeah, I mean,
There's lots of books.
Yeah.
So you pick up a book. As you look at the book to see what it is, it's just a manual on simple fire safety and how to not burn down your home in a large cityscape.
I know how to do exactly the opposite.
So you kind of like rummage your way through. Go ahead and make an investigation check if you want to find something specific.
that would be.
Oh, excuse me, 8.
8? What are you looking for specifically?
Is there any like light sources still up, or is it just the
There are no candles lit at the moment. There are no torches that are lit. But you are getting moonlight into the place. So those who have dark vision can see.
Okay.
Those who do not have dark vision, it is dark.
Is it dark?
It is dark.
Dark.
It is difficult to see. You can only see what the moonlight is hitting.
Mhm.
And behind shelves and everything, might as well be pitch black at that point.
Do you need light?
What are you looking for specifically?
Any non like book, scroll,
Normal.
paper, like anything that looks out of the ordinary.
And what did you roll?
15.
15. You don't find anything unusual. You do, however, find a book that is a history of Eberron.
Oh, very nice.
And it is not a collection that you've seen before. It is a different version.
I like history.
That's very good for you, but I do not know you. And do you know Vibron? You do not know Vibron. It's okay.
What
Take
is
the
this
book
guy
and
talking about?
I have a question about duplicity.
Yes.
Can I see through her?
Can you see through her? No, you cannot.
Okay.
You can cast spells, but it is not like a familiar where you can switch places.
It says you
and-
have to use your own senses. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, it is like it's like a beacon that runs around and can like pretend it's you.
I just didn't know if I could send her to go look for something.
So I'm going to pocket the book on Vibron because I might find it interesting to use when I'm back home.
Cool. You have it. It's in your inventory. As you guys move further into the library, anybody wanting to do anything else before we continue? All right. You take a few more steps in. You get in. It is cold, and you're used to it being quite warm. It's a hearth usually.
Oh.
It's supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be comfortable because it's for book reading. But this place is shrill, cold. It's slightly clammy as you're walking through. And every once in a while in the moonlight, you can see just a little bit of your breath coming off, especially you. And as you get a little closer to now, you can see this glowing well at the center. The well looks like it's battling with something is running in the well, like causing a shadow. But you can still see the blue light at the center of it pushing outwards. But there's still just something. But the electricity is not firing out of this thing at this point.
So I'm going to grab a object off the ground, doesn't matter what, book,
Mhm.
and I'm just going to toss it into the center.
You want to approach the well to toss it in the center?
Mhm.
Do you want to just place it into it, or
No,
you
I'm
throw?
just going to give it a little.
We'll nudge, so about 5-10 feet away?
Yeah.
Okay. As you get into that proximity, you start to hear a growling around you.
My God, the pussy is back.
That ain't gonna be.
It does sound pretty similar to the panther.
No, have I already thrown the book into the center?
Yeah. As you throw the book into the center,
That's when I hear the.
no, it's like you hear the growling as you're like doing it. You're like, but it lands it in the well, and it shoots back out. It doesn't shoot in the proximity of like a gunshot, but it just like fires back at you. And everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Initiative is dex.
Yep.
See? This is what I get.
All right, we're gonna do the 20,
Damn right.
25.
Ooh,
What'd you get?
22.
22. All right. 2025, 15 to 20. All right.
15.
15,
19.
19,
17.
19. 19.
It's like the first time I've ever rolled in double digits for initiative.
Gotta roll.
All right, 10 to 15.
Roll.
What'd you get? 12.
What'd you
17.
get?
Nat 1 plus 2 decks.
That's what it
Done.
gets. That's what it gets. That's at 10 in intelligence. Kind of slow.
Yeah.
Slow as a game.
I learned just at the little bit on my path.
Change a lot.
Paladins don't really need dex though if they're going to play.
Your strength. Okay.
All right. All right. So Carl,
Yes.
you are as it tosses in, you hear the growling midair, and you spin around, and you see what looks like that panther, except it is larger, and you can see electricity and smoke rising off of it, literally sparking as it's sitting in front of you.
Very nice. It's sparkling.
And it lowers itself, and as it lowers itself, it seems to get darker. And you just hear it go right in front of you. Your move.
I'm gonna go into ogre form.
Okay.
So as bonus action, I gain 10 temporary hit points. Could add some good damage, and I get a range increase. How far am I away from
You're
this?
about 10 feet away.
This guy? 10 feet away. Perfect. I'm within range. All right. So I'm going to literally do a nice little Spartan thrust with my spear at this pussy in my new large ogre form. Pussy.
All right. And you stab forward. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Say we are going with an 18.
That hits.
That hits. An extra d4. So 1d6 and 1d4. We are looking at 7.
7 damage.
For the roll, am I getting any mods on this? What are we doing? The
Should be
dex?
dex, yeah.
So 10 total.
10. Nice.
10 total. Takes this pussy.
Perfect. And you watch as the spear goes straight through, holding up your shield. Cool. Next is it stabs into the panther a little bit, but you see like it just hits it in the arm portion or the nice meaty section. And as you pull it out, you see like a lightning spark come off of it for a second.
Sparkly.
Yep. All right. Next is one.
I'm gonna do a chromatic orb at it. Fire.
Cool. Go for it. Hold it.
Nope.
What was it?
2.
2? No, doesn't now hit. You like seeing this like suddenly large beast like dark essence creature. As you launch the chromatic orb at it, it starts to spin, and you see one of the static electricity marks come off, and it goes and like bounces it back towards you, and you catch it. Does not hit. So next is going to be Megan.
Going to cast Sacred Flame on it.
Sacred Flame. Go for it. Does spell attack or is that a save?
It's a. It has to succeed on a dex save.
Dex save. Does not succeed. Roll damage.
Okay. 3.
3 damage.
It's radiant. He has no benefit from cover for the saving throw, and that's it.
Cool. All right. That's it for you?
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. Yes.
That's cool.
Right.
All right. Scott.
Okay. Seeing all this happen makes me want to join in. I run towards the panther and I slash at its head.
Perfect. Roll for hit.
17.
That definitely hits. So roll damage.
6.
6 damage. Nice. All right. You're now engaged. Next is Ariel.
I think I want to try to speak with them.
You're going to try and speak with it.
I'm going to try to speak with them. I'm going to try to speak with it.
Roll an intelligence check real quick.
3.
It's a 3. Seems like a beast.
Never mind.
So you rolled. You're gonna try and speak with animals. Yes. Yeah. As you fill your vocal glands with the magic to speak out towards the animal. It also infiltrates your ears, so you can understand it when it speaks back. And you do not hear the sounds of an animal. You hear the sounds. What are your languages?
Common and infernal.
Infernal. You hear infernal. It is not being translated to a primal or a bestial type of language. It is, at first, while the spell is taking over, you can hear, and like it suddenly changes over and you hear, to destroy the knowledge. And it's just repeating it over and over again.
Oh, man.
And that is the end of your turn. Unless you want to, you can move around. You're pretty far out of range at this point, though.
I think I'm going to stay where I'm at.
All right, perfect. And next is his turn. He is going to make an attack at the large mystic that is in front of him. I feel like that's where he's going.
Closing it in on me. Okay.
That is just a 8 to hit.
Oh, that is not it.
All right. And then everybody that is within range of him. So you're not. I don't think you are either. You are, and you are. So you two go ahead and make dex saves.
A dex save. Oh, shit. What's this motherfucker got up his damn sleeve? All right. Might be a 9.
9?
It might be a 9. What you got, Scott?
We had a proficiency in it, is that right? Or no?
For a dex
never
save?
mind.
Shit.
14.
14? You only take half, but you take 10 points of damage.
Perfect. I had 10 temporary hit points anyway.
Yep. So your size is reduced back down.
No, I just
No?
lost my hit points.
Oh, it stays.
I got it for a minute, yo.
So you stay a giant even after you lose those
Still
10
got my
hits.
range,
Cool.
yeah. And
Excellent.
my extra damage.
So, it does hit you though, and it is this dark, radiant electricity damage that bounces off. You take 5 points of damage. And it looks now like it's slightly like a beast cornered at this point. Cool. That's the end of his turn. Thomas.
You are an enemy of disorder. And then I go towards it and do a slash with my great sword.
Run up. All
Divine
right.
smite.
You're gonna roll a smite with it?
Yep.
All right, so you can call that after you hit, just so you know.
Let's see. 7 plus
Nope, it's gonna be
That's
strength
gonna be-
plus
yeah.
your proficiency bonus.
11. 13.
13 to hit, that just hits. So
Gotcha.
go ahead and roll damage. And if you're gonna use your smite, then you say, I'm gonna use my smite with it.
bonus action, baby.
Gotcha.
Smite
Does
on
this count
that
as a
shit.
fiend?
Huh?
Does this count as a fiend?
Yes,
No, nice. Okay.
Fair
And an extra damage.
he is the demon. What?
D8. Sorry, guys.
Do some damage.
Ooh. Got an 8 right there. 2d6. 8. Plus I have doom, so I got 10 on base damage before smite.
And then roll that 6.
Where's that D8, man?
Is it an 8?
D8.
Nope. There you go.
6.
Dude, it was a 3 every single time.
So add 9, so 19 altogether.
19 altogether. Nice. Friggin' paladins,
Yeah,
man.
don't say anything. My dice suck. My dice hate me.
And actually, rule of cool, because it's within one, you're technically doing a holy version of damage. How would you like to murder this fool?
I want to split them straight down the middle.
Straight down the middle. So as you guys like feel the electricity like burst through, you hear like comes running up and you just go, and your sword actually like glows this bright, but you would think it's going to be a yellow or white, but it actually inflames into this blue and purple
Pretty
lightning spell, and you just slice straight through the middle of it. And it, as you're slicing through, there is no purchase of flesh or anything that is starts to bleed. No blood comes from it, but you just see like smoke just suddenly blasts from this large panther-like creature.
go poof.
And you watch as it splits slowly in half and then just goes. And as it explodes, my 3 that are standing right there, go ahead and roll dexterity saves again.
Fucking paladin.
16.
Yes. The pussy went queef.
That's what you get for queef jokes, man.
Oh, no. What'd you roll?
Straight up 1.
A 1,
10.
Yeah.
10,
Doesn't matter. I
16.
failed.
16. So you only take 4 points of damage.
Fuck.
You will take 10 points of damage. Wait, 5, 10, 10.
10.
Sorry, I can't math today at all. Cool. Anybody die?
Nope.
All right, cool. I didn't kill you in game 0. Andrew was brutal this game. He just killed everyone.
Had I
in the
not
very
been in
beginning.
ogre form, you would have killed me.
Yeah. Let's see, go poof. Word of the day. All right.
Go poof.
All right. As it dissipates and you guys get hit by like one last blast, you're looking. And as you look around, you see the dark areas of the library that were pitch black suddenly turn into a normal gray. And then you see the magical torches that were in this place go. And the well, which had this black, weird shadow mixing into it, resumes into a large blue beam of light in the center. And immediately, all 6 of you hear the voices of your demigods arguing amongst themselves about whether or not you were going to make it through that scenario or not. And you hear the voice of one, so they're yelling, "I told you so." Another one's like, "Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. You did not believe in them." And as the arguing like suddenly stops because you hear one of you yelling, "I think they can hear us."
I think they can hear us, guys. I don't know.
So all 6 of you sit around this well for a second. It goes silent. And then you hear a loud "Ooh" coming through your ears. It's actually rattling at first. And all 6 of your demigods immediately jump into form and almost meld themselves into you. And that loud noise suddenly turns into voice, a straight voice. And it is speaking in whatever your natural native tongue is. So if you speak, if you're human, it's coming in common. If you're Warforged, I believe it would still come in common for you. For you, it would come in common as well. For you, it's coming in as Draconic. And for you, it's coming in as Celestial. And you are hearing it in actually your head. And it is whatever you want it to sound like. It sounds like the accent's actually changing every time it's speaking. But it reaches out and goes, "You, the chosen 6, have been chosen 4." And like you see the well starts to glow even brighter. Restoration. And you see a book comes slinging through this well and lands at your feet. As whoever's on the farthest side, which would probably be you, because Thomas Bookbinder would be sitting next to you. And you see this book is covered in just sludge, and it looks disgusting. And as you pick it up, it actually starts to dissipate slightly, but the pages have dark black, toxic ink that is just all over the pages itself. Upon opening the book starts to glow, and you close it immediately. And you hear, "You will go seek out the corruption, destroy it, and I shall reward you."
This is very interesting. You want to reward me? Who are you?
And you feel, upon that question, you feel like the whole library suddenly comes to life around you, and then it blinks out. And you are sitting on top of a hill, all of you. And you see the stars are everywhere. And you see just a simple looking robed gnome. walking up the hill, stands in the center, and he goes, all right, you caught me. It's me, Agma. And then he laughs, and then he goes, what would you prefer this form? And like suddenly turns into this sophisticated-looking elf, high elf, and he goes, would you prefer this? Is this more handsome, more to your liking? Or maybe you'd prefer this. And you see he drops down to a centaur, and he goes, one for warrior. And like you see him like this large centaur with armor on, and he suddenly reverts again, and he goes, well, perhaps just more simple form. And this time he looks like Thomas Bookbinder.
You see me freaking basically morph into Thomas Bookbinder myself. That is not very impressive
He
where
goes,
I come from.
well, you are an impressive specimen. Why do you think I called you? And then you see he warps and blinks out. And then in the sky, where all the stars are, you see a face suddenly form.
Okay,
There
that
you
is quite interesting.
Can you do this?
No, I cannot. I cannot.
And then you see
You have one!
he
Okay.
smiles and he
He's written
actually
the
chuckles for
stars.
a second, and you see it goes, and you're back in the library where the well is, and it goes, all I request is that you save humanity before all of its workings are lost.
Why should I save humanity? Humanity has not been there for me.
We're all right, though.
Well, I have met some that are good,
Well,
and others that are not so good.
and this is to be expected. There would not be any qualm if there was no personal gain. I have information that you may seek, young mystic.
Now, information I like.
Yes. But first, a deal must be made. For those who require the deal, of course, young Minotaur. And you, knowledge seeker. There is great things to be gained here. My faithful. Of course, you know of the rewards of Agma. And you,
bow down
young
before
Ronin,
this-
I know you seek information for your history. All of this can be provided, including the dildo.
You can help my family if I do this.
Yes, I am very aware of your problem.
Okay.
So, your first journey begins in, well, a favorite of mine. I would assist, but, and you hear the demigods now speaking to you, and they go, "It's okay, Agma. It's okay." You can hear almost a shift in his voice to where it's an emotion of embarrassment. He goes, "We have been attacked on the other side. And it seems that they are attempting to thwart me and all of mankind at the same time."
No, your boy is in trouble.
Was it that the handsome man who came in with the book?
You saw him.
What?
She called him handsome. If you didn't hear,
I didn't have my glasses, so
It's
good
okay,
enough to
my
see that
child.
he was handsome. It's okay.
It is fine. And he looks towards you and he goes, "We shall find them. But first we must rid ourselves of this plague." So he goes, "And as for my loyal subjects," and this is now speaking to your demigods, who are now sitting in a circle around the dark sphere, make sure to guide them. They do not know these stories which they enter. You will be required to give them all the information you can. Which for some of you might be a grand adventure in its own. And some of you, it might be very difficult. And you hear, and you see the one in charge of the music wing sitting in a full tux, sits there and he goes, "That includes you." And you see him and you can almost feel it in the distance going, "Yo." But he goes, "Fear not. I feel you have chosen the right people for this." And presence dissipates and departs. You actually felt really good about that. That was the first time that he's ever spoken to you. And you've been quite a devout follower.
I mean, really.
And so now back on the other realm, who wants to pick up the book that got dropped?
I shall pick it up. Bring it to me.
Okay, if he's going to do that, I would like to invoke duplicity.
Mhm.
Or not duplicity, but the disguised self.
Okay.
To look just like him
Okay.
and start running for the book first.
And I will shrink down to miniature form.
I am going to grab the book.
You're going to grab book. Everybody goes for grab book. So roll d20, add your dexterity modifier. Whoever the highest gets it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I enjoy this.
Definitely not you.
Bravo.
Oh shit! I might have actually got
Yeah,
it.
you might.
13 bitches.
You guys dogpile for a second, and you see, like, out of the middle, he goes, "It's me." And as you hold it in your hand, you bring it down and you look. It's written in common on the title.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
And
What is the title?
I don't know yet. I'm taking my time.
you see on the title
I know it.
that it is sludged over.
Sludge. I'm gonna wipe this off.
And as you wipe it off, it says the Wizard of M.
The Wizard of M.
E-M.
E-M. Does anybody know what this is?
And
I'm
yours
quite confused.
does. It chimes in. You chime in, and you go, but like it's you, like, and you go, I love that.
Twist up things all the time.
And Thomas Bookbinder walks up and he takes the book for a moment, looks at it, and he goes, so, this is how it works. And he beckons towards the ground, says, set the book down.
Okay.
Everybody gather around, please. And Thomas picks up the book slightly, and he goes, good luck. And he just opens the book, and all of you feel just this pulling sensation as you get dragged in by this bright light into the book. All of you feel a falling sensation, falling, and then you see this weird yellow spiraling road. And it spirals all the way out and goes towards, as the last seconds, as you all look at where this road is following, you see a giant emerald tower in the distance. And as you see the emerald tower, you see there's a couple of what look like halflings running out of homes. And 10 seconds later, you hit into this large cornfield. Luckily unscathed.
Who gets the house?
As you sit up in the center of this cornfield, you see the start of this yellow, made of brick road that spirals, heads out of town, and a mixture of gnomes and halflings come running up to you, dressed in these vibrant pink and purple colors. And one of them immediately runs up. He looks like the mayor. He has a little badge. And he goes, welcome, friends.
I am in
Welcome to the
hell.
land of M.
The land of M.
Yes, and in the distance, you can see there is a dark storm cloud forming right behind this small village. And that's where we're going to end the game.
I changed my mind.
What a strange world this
I want the
is.
shoes. I want the shoes.
I want the shoes. Give me the shoes. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for us. We are actually going to be back on the 14th, right? The 14th, that's a Tuesday.
14.
The 14th, the Tuesday, right? And we are going to kick off with the game one. I believe Lauren will not be here with us, but our lovely hip-hop artist, Dakota Cloud,
Oh shit!
will be here playing his bard. I hope I did it justice, and we'll have Megan again, hopefully again.
I just.
Yeah. I'm invested now. You know, just investment
They keep me in the pantry.
in the pantry.
Oh, just wait.
Wow.
You get to play.
Caitlin, do you have a game tomorrow?
Just
Yeah, we
wait.
don't know what it is yet.
All right.
Not one.
Dakota,
Well, they're going to be
just
back
on.
tomorrow at the usual time,
Yeah,
as per
kids on another
usual. Make sure to check out Friday, Saturday, Gloomhaven.
Yep.
Saturday, Gloomhaven. Monday, back with Dangers and Disasters. Also on Wednesday, Me and Megan will be there. We'll be shooting shit. It's gonna be great.
Right.
Domestic terrorism. Just kidding. And we've been Trademark Heroes. We had a blast. Hope you enjoyed the game 0 of this. It's only gonna get spicier.
Heroes.
And if you have any stories or anything that you feel like you would want to see reverted into a D&D format, make sure to go on the Discord. Go to the Patreon. Patreon's probably going to get your story pushed to the front of the line.
Well, how do you get access to our Discord, Caitlin?
Yeah.
You can subscribe to us, or you can join our Discord of $3 or higher.
Right.
I mean, our Patreon.
Patreon, $3 or higher, or subscribe to the channel, and you automatically get Discord privileges. You can go on there and be like, "Hey, yo, Andrew, I'm trying to see this story," and I'm like, "Yo, dog, I can do that. I'll hook it up." And you will see these guys play their way through those stories.
More dildos to come.
And if you have any questions or anything like that, make sure to go on Ask on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or wherever you might find us.
Or just yell really loud.
Or just yell into the void, and maybe I'll answer back. You never know. You might be like, "Help!" and I'd be like, "No."
Never whisper.
No. So anyways, I've been Andrew Valdez. This has been all of my crew: Scott, Ariel, Lauren, Thomas, Carl, Megan. We appreciate you, and we hope you have a good night. And till
We
then,
salute you.
we'll see you then. Everybody give us a salute. Farewell.
No finger guns?